Listening to 27 Degrees SAG. I'm your host, Kim Lalo. I'm a metaphysical counselor, an astrologer, feng shui practitioner, psychic medium. You can always reach me for a session, and I'd love to introduce you to your soul's imprint for this particular time around the planet here in planet Earth. and really kind of introduce you to some of the energies that you were born with, and also where you're headed in this lifetime, what your purpose is. Also, some energies perhaps that you have contracted for some challenges and some soul growth. It's funny, but I was thinking of this the other day. I always remember when someone said something that caught my attention, and perhaps it wasn't the most positive thing about me, or perhaps it was kind of rude or cutting, but I always remember those things first instead of the wonderful compliments and the wonderful love and all of that. I always remember, for some reason, something someone said to me that made me stop, made me think, made me, kind of zoom in on maybe. I need a correction there. Maybe I'm off balance there, and that's why we create challenges for ourselves. Today, I want to welcome everybody into the chat room. And I want to say hi and welcome. And please like, subscribe, and share to your friends. And also, it's really important that you comment below the remarks. And chime in a little bit if you have anything that's going on and you would like me to kind of take a look at that. I'd be more than happy to give you some wonderful advice here, and also just kind of perhaps provide a little clarity for you as well. Welcome. It's March 1st, Wednesday, March 1st, and we are in Pisces season, and it is ready to, oh man, it is ready to take off big time. I came home last night and my neighbors were out and they had their little apps on their phones looking where all of the planets were, and they were like, "Oh, come here, you have to tell us what are those two bright lights right there?" I said, "Oh, it just is, it's overjoying for me to watch others take a look and interest in the sky." And we are experiencing the annual Venus and Jupiter connection. We call it a conjunction. And it's almost like they're holding hands. It's almost like they're 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 kissing. And they do it every single year, but they do it in different signs. So this particular month in 2023, it's in the sign of Aries, and it's at 12 degrees in Aries. And so when this happens, wherever you have Aries in your chart, wherever that house is located, it is really going to bubble up with something creative, a chance to expand. Just the joy and the love in your life in that particular area is really going to be noted. So for you to know your chart and know exactly, there's 12 houses, and to know that each one of those houses um, indicates a specific area of your life. And as we go through your Western chart and astrology, I also know Chinese astrology as well, which looks at a broader view and gives you some very pinpoint timing on your cycles in life and the elements that are around you, the elements that are supporting you, the elements that perhaps are challenging to you. And also, those elements rule specific careers, specific opportunities in your life. And they rule the elements of the earth. It's really important to combine the two, I find, because that way you get a very well rounded consultation. But Today, we've got this beautiful Venus, the planet of love, Jupiter, the planet of joy, expansion, opportunity, enthusiasm. We've got this happening together. So, my advice is that plan today, plan to enjoy something you're working on, plan to enjoy your beloveds, your children, the ones that you really extend love out to. If you want that to grow, if you want that to really take off in directions that, you know, that are really going to have a beautiful foundation and to really solidify something with longevity tied to it, today's the day to do that. Now, this particular conjunction is also going to spill over until tomorrow, Thursday, but we also have Mercury, the planet of communication and commerce, that is going to be kissing Saturn. So we are going to have abundance there as well. We're going to get serious about how, how to walk the talk. We're going to get really serious about how we are going to bring in wonderful communication that makes a difference. Communication that literally is going to provide some serious inspiration for others. And this is what we're doing. Hello, Maria. How are you? So nice to see you. Maria, she is in California. She is a spiritual friend of mine. I'd love to have you on the show, Maria. She's also a psychic, and she loves physical activity and really keep her body in line with her heart and her mental strength and her spirituality, and she can talk about all of that. So it's an open door, Maria. Please come whenever you feel as though you're ready to come and say hi to everybody. We also have tomorrow on Thursday, March 2nd, we have love you too. We have Mercury, that's also conjunct with Saturn. We've got Mercury that's entering into Pisces. And then we've got Saturn that's going to follow into Pisces on March 7th, which is the full moon in the opposite sign of Pisces, which is Virgo. We've got this whole thing going on. And I have to say that Saturn has not been in Pisces for a very, very long time, and it's going to stay in Pisces until 2026. What is it going to do to Pisces? Everybody says, "Oh, Saturn is so disciplined. Saturn moves so slowly. It brings you down. It provides this type of I'm going to say this type of heaviness because it's made of lead, actually. But what Saturn is famous for, and this is how it's really going to play out with Pisces. Pisces has been having Jupiter growing and growing and growing and bubbling up and giving this super creativity, whether it is your Pisces sun, moon, or rising, or even Mars or Venus. This is something that you've got Pisces in your chart somewhere. Well, Jupiter has just blown through that, and now it's resting in Aries for a little while. But now, since it's expanded its boundaries and it's almost like the cup is spilling over, we've got Saturn coming in and going, look, you are one of the most creative signs on the planet. We need for you to kind of uh, tighten it up, right? Tighten it up, get in your lane, and let's make a manifestation plan. Let's do things step by step so that it's not just, floating ideas that fly by in the night that never amount to anything. I'm telling you, Pisces people, you are, for the first time in your life, going to care about money. You're going to care about your value. You're going to understand how the game of money works. Money is an energy, and Saturn is here to introduce you to that energy that's going to support your creativity and going to provide a foundation that you can ride on for many, many years and really set yourself up for a beautiful freedom ride, because that's what money gives us. It's the freedom energy. It's the energy to be free, to do what we want, to go where we want, to buy what we want, to give what we want to others so that they can have the experience of using money. And I'm saying that this is the time. If you have any of these wonderful Pisces placements and you want a very specific timeline on how this is all going to work out, I would love to be the one to show you. So we've got all of this energy happening from now, the 1st of March on Wednesday, all the way through to the 7th. So let's talk about the full moon. The full moon. Okay, so we've got 12 signs and they're opposites or polar. There's 6 sets of planets, okay? And each one as it kind of, it's like a seesaw. And let's just take Pisces and Virgo. When we've got the planet, okay, we've got the planet, and the moon is going around to all of the signs. When the moon comes into Pisces, it cannot reflect on Pisces because the moon reflects the sun's sign, right? So when the moon comes around, it provides a new moon for Pisces, and new things start happening. When it also comes around and the sun is reflecting that moon and making it huge and reflecting back to Pisces, it's going to be in the opposite sign of Virgo. So, what is this? Find who your shadow sign is. If it's Pisces, it's going to be Virgo. You're going to go back and forth throughout the horoscope to find out where your shadow work lies. Okay. So, and we use each other as shadows. We use each other. So if my sun sign is in Virgo, my shadow is going to be in Pisces. So my work is to bring out my creative side. My work is not to become totally addicted or allowing my addictions to lead me. It's also about um, directing my intuition, my psychic abilities. It's also to be more compassionate to others, to be kind, to let the heart lead in order to feel what other people feel. And Pisces, your shadow work is about wanting to, you're taking on so much as an empath, and you feel so much. You want to bring it back in, and you want to be a little bit disconcerting, like a Virgo's picky and kind of criticizes a lot, only to organize, only to help serve in making one better than they are. And so, Pisces, you have this shadow work in the sign of Virgo that kind of makes you a little bit more able to edit the feelings that you take on, the all of the creativity, all of the energy, no matter what it is, so it doesn't get too overwhelming, and for you to organize your thoughts as to directing on what you're going to highlight, what you're really going to finish, to bring a cultivation, a harvest, Virgo is the harvest sign. Where are you going to bring that harvest home? So you see how this works? We work in tandem. We work with our polar opposite sign to be a complete whole in the Tai Chi. The Tai Chi is the center. It is the male and the female. So when we are in Tai Chi, we are in center. And when you are aligned in center, you are empowered by source, and you can get to the Christ energy as the seed inside the conception of the Tai Chi. Did you follow me on that one? Well, I hope you did. Janina, hello. Sheila, hello. Christina, how is everybody tonight? So, when we're talking about this full moon, um, it's going to be in Virgo at 17 to 18 degrees, depending on where you are. And what this is we've got this full moon. We've got Saturn is making its move into Pisces. Saturn gets along very well with Virgo. We have a beautiful glitter, a beautiful vibe coming from Uranus at this time, too. So, surprises are going to be healthy. They're going to be happy. You're going to be, they're going to be well received. They're not going to be abrupt. They're not going to be rude. They're not going to be something that, shakes you into oblivion. This has got a very nice, I'm going to say, a nice seventh ray about it. I love the ninth ray and I love the seventh ray. If you're getting into and studying the different rays, and different animals live in different rays and different particular constellations, are matched in a frequency to a different ray. So in this particular full moon, you're going to want to clean up. You're going to want to say, okay, I want to clean up. I want to brighten up. I want to lighten up. I want to kind of get ready for the spring season. Even if you are in 10 feet of snow, you are going to say, okay, I'm in 10 feet of snow and I'm feeling really heavy. I'm feeling very much in the middle of hibernation. So I'm going to start planning for spring. I'm going to start planning for the equinox. I'm going to start this now. If I can't, let's say, go out and clean the yard or clean out the garage or clean out the basement or clean out my closets, I'm going to clean out myself. I'm going to go on a detox, because if I have a lot of heavy winter action around me, I'm going to get lighter inside. I'm going to fast. I am going to do salt baths. I am going to eat lighter. I am going to energize my drinks by my thought process. I am going to take in foods that have power to them, um, alive foods, foods that incorporate the sun's rays. I am going to incorporate anything that I can make with infusing music and love into the food while I'm making it. I am going to get to the colon and tighten up the colon. When you tighten up your stomach muscles, when you're breathing in the yoga position, they say, relax the stomach, expand your field of energy. When you want to discipline yourself and when you want to direct your energy, you are going to pull that in. That you're going to pull that stomach, you're going to pull in your core. And what that does is it aligns your spine. It aligns your channel, right? Not only that, but it aligns and makes your will, your chakra, your solar plexus stronger, stronger to go the extra mile, stronger to tighten it up. When you tighten it up, you lighten it up all the time, all the time. You become faster, you become thinner, your blood works faster, you clean out better. You get rid of the brain fog because you're working that spine that goes all the way up to the crown chakra. So, if you are thinking about this full moon and you want to use the juice, you want to use the seventh ray coming in, take that into consideration because Virgo cleans house. It cleans the body. It cleans up the mess. It lightens, it brightens. It wants things to be as close as perfection that they can visualize at that particular time. Um, we also have Mercury and we also have Venus and Mars are going to be sending a wonderful aspect to each other. So, this is a wonderful full moon if you are single to present yourself in a very practical way, of course. But it's the sultriness, it's the sensuality that rules during this particular full moon. Now, remember, men always I want to say feel the full moon the day before. Women always feel it on the day of the full moon. Whether, full moons are always are always noted for bringing drama, um, for bringing extra circulation, extra blood, to the organs. Also, you have more water in the body. But with a Virgo full moon, Virgo is about the harvest. Virgo is not what we call a fertile full moon. This is not when you are going to be having the best opportunity or the best window for conception. I always, I always say to people if you're going to be charting or you're going to be planning a marriage and you want a large family, try to do that in a fertile time. And there's different signs that are more fertile than others. There's different full moons um, that are fertile than others. So one of the most fertile times is in the time of Taurus, when we also have a Taurus full moon, which is in the time of Scorpio. So there's a lot to go into it. We don't, when you're getting married, it's crucial that Venus and Mars are going direct. It's crucial that your moons are supported. It's crucial that where you get married also ties into your birth chart of your marriage. Yeah, your birth chart, of your marriage has to stand the test of time. And if where the venue or where, the latitude and longitude that you are getting married, that's why, these destination weddings became very popular. Because if the latitude and longitude that you both reside in do not support your particular union in the best, most possible way, there are other locations around that we can suggest for you that perhaps would lend itself so sparkling to that birth chart of your marriage. I know it can get really complicated, but fun, but really a lot of fun. I mean, if we can align you the best way we know how and provide a wonderful start for bringing new ones onto the planet, and also for bringing in a partnership that is so creative and bountiful, that is successful as well. Let's do it. There's a way to do it, you know? So, yeah, so astrology can take on some very, very deep and unique um, facets in life. And so it's always fun to note when you're having an event, or also we can bring feng shui into this as well. Feng shui is a third of your life. You can align your life, um, a third of it, with feng shui, knowing your best directions, knowing what is coming up in that particular month for where where you are as well. It's and what elements you should be promoting during that particular time. Just in a general view, I have been talking about this because it's huge. um, 2023 is a wrap up year for period 8, and the houses that were built in period 8 will still hold energy as we move into period 9. Many times this is not the case. Like the houses that were built in period 7, which is a 20-year period, lost a lot of their energy and needed to be redone right away in certain areas of the home itself, in order to rebuild, in order to recharge that particular feng shui within the home. Well, homes that were built in period 8, not so much. They're going to ride very nicely through the next 20 years in period 9, which begins February of 2024. And there's going to be nothing like it that we've seen. There's so many new things coming up for the next 20 years. It's just going to be fabulous. It's going to blow your socks off. And each and every one of us that can start out next year on the best possible footing with the best plan in place, I would say, is really going to be the one at the finish gate. And you're going to be checking all of your boxes on the success line. So if you do want to book me for feng shui as well, just go to kimlalowe.com, and I would be happy to introduce you to Chinese astrology and feng shui, your Bazi chart, and also your timeline, and your qua number, and your best directions and your worst directions. There's a direction, a personal direction, and you all should know what it is. That direction is the direction where the chi enters your magnetic field, and we call that the birthing chi that comes in. It's the Cheng chi. Now, there is also where the chi leaves your electromagnetic field, and that is your total loss. That is your death area. So it's so important that you know where this resides, for where, if you are designing a home, if you anybody who is living on the planet should know this stuff. That's why I'm so happy I can bring all of this information to you. Hello, Mr. Bell. He's so cute. Hello, hello. And so that's one of my expertise. I love doing it. I absolutely love doing it. We also provide a service for you, and that is locating sacred spaces for you and your family, no matter what country code or zip code that you are going to be moving to, or you're not sure about that. We can also do the charting for that as well. Okay, so let's get back to March, because that's where we're at. So this full moon is going to ask you to make a commitment. Yeah, it is going to say, okay, it's time to make a commitment. it is time to use your gifts that Source gave you, the gifts that you have rested on for many, many lifetimes, but not only that, for many, many generations of your tribe. Your tribe is a unit. How can I explain it? Okay. So, um, animals. Let's just take a dog, for instance. A dog has a group consciousness, like a wolf pack, like the wolf has a wolf consciousness. Your tribe, when it first was um, energized and when it first started seeding on the planet, your tribe had a group consciousness to it. As it expanded and moved through hundreds of thousands of years, your particular unit um, still has charge to it. And just like you break off from it or come back in reincarnation and break off from it, it still has a foundation that perhaps you need to dissolve some patterns of that so that you can take in more light. You can take in um, more information, and that lets you um, manifest faster in your experiences on the planet. So if you take a dog into your home and you are bringing it out of the group consciousness, what you're doing is you're actually giving that dog a personality, and you're relating to that dog with its personality. It's relating to you. It's bonding to you to protect you as a protective spirit. You are bonding and contracting for that dog so that you take care of it, dog or cat. You take care of it also and provide food for it, provide water for it. And what happens is that still this particular animal that you take in away from the consciousness of their tribe, of their group, you're raising them up. You're raising them up no matter what. They're dissolving some of their ties at the moment, right? And they are part now of your unit, of your new electro synergy that you're making together. Doesn't lose it all together, but you need to understand that that's part of your subconsciousness. A piece of that is still in your subconsciousness. So that's why we have a lot of generational work that um, our particular timeline that we're here on planet Earth is really working on. We've dissolved a lot. We've dissolved a lot. If even if you think, oh, we've still got a lot more to go, truly we do. But we have come a long, long way in dissolving a lot of generational perspective. Um, and also repairing and healing a lot of wounds that are contained in that generational imprint. They're mostly alive for 7 generations. When you go back and you do your if you're working with a EES machine, let's just say, you can go back through 7 generations, and let's say throughout your generational alignment, someone had bubonic plague. There will still be a little teeny weeny kernel of the bubonic plague in your electromagnetic field. So if it comes through again, you may have a bit of an immune to it, but you may also have a connection to it. So, yes, we can get on and on in that. I can talk forever, I know. But anyway, it's really fun. Hi, Ivy. Oh, we've missed you, Ivy. So nice to see you. Yes. And if you have any questions, please let me know as we're going through this. Oh, and I also want you to know that this particular weekend coming up on March 4th and 5th, the moon's going to be in Leo. So I love when moons are in Leo and you have a chance to play with the children or to play like a child, or perhaps um, to, I want to say, to acknowledge the crown, the royalty that you should know you're a part of. um, our solar systems, um, our galactic brothers and sisters out there, and what we are a part of. We are all a part of royalty. And to have the Christedness inside of each and every one of us, it's a really good time to honor that within ourselves, the grandness that we are carrying, and to honor the life and the gift that we have been given at this particular time. Our souls are eternal. They're eternal. No matter what form or what life or where you are, in what ray you're dealing with, what dimension you're touring, just know that your soul is eternal, and you're always, always with a group, a support team. You're never, never, ever alone throughout eternity. You're never alone. Okay. Okay. All right, let's talk about, hey, you know what? Daylight savings time is coming up this month too, on March 12th. It's going to be going until November 5th. So yeah, so you know what? Spring ahead, right? So why do they still do this? I don't know, but we don't want to be late for anything, do we? So we have to know that we put our clocks ahead during that particular day, and that's March 12th. Also, Jupiter is going to be conjuncting Chiron at Aries at that 14 degrees. Um, and I have to say that when Jupiter conjuncts Chiron, kissing, Chiron is the healer, it's the wounded healer. Um, you're going to hear about so many new technologies that are coming in that are going to just blow the doors off the medical industry. It's going to come in and it's going to expand, and Jupiter is going to give it, I want to say, a buoyancy. Jupiter is very happy go lucky, it's very optimistic, um, and Jupiter has this way of making you giggle inside. So any people who are in the healing industry, if you are in massage, Reiki, if you do um, acupuncture, acupressure, if you are doing any kind of modality that you are healing the mind, you are um, healing through the Akashic records. If you're doing any of that, I have to tell you, put a big circle around March 12th, because you cannot get the support of the entire universe behind you for your business and your gifts. Or if you are healing something or working on something to be healed, that is the time to make the plan. That's the time to make the connection, the appointments, whatever you need to do. That's the time. If you want to market yourself the week before that, it would be perfect, 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 because we have also got in the middle of that week of March 14th and 15th and also 16th, we have got a conjunction with Neptune. Um, Neptune's in Pisces right now. Mars is going to be inspiring Neptune. The sun is going to be conjuncting Neptune, and Mercury is going to be conjuncting Neptune. And this is the 14th, 15th, and 16th. We've got a block here of unbelievable chance to open up our crown chakras, channel. Your intuition is going to just be highlighted. Um, also, Neptune, in Pisces has this fabulous water quality to it. And what you're going to run across is you're going to run across how important the oceans are and what is contained in the oceans for healing. What? It's the salt. It's that type of sea salt. And I was talking about this before, but that type of sea salt, whatever ocean you are dealing with, each particular ocean is vibrating at a different frequency because of the salt that's involved, because of how deep it is, because of the temperature it is. And these particular sea salts are what we use for detoxing radiation, heavy metals, um, any type of generational perspective that's just bogged down in certain places. um, any type of and I want to say missing organs, like if you've had your tonsils taken out, or you've had a hysterectomy, you've had your gallbladder removed, anything like that. Detoxing with these particular sea salts is going to bring in that frequency for really healing. Hi, Leslie. How are you? I love you too, honey. I love you too. So, as you know, this particular block, the 15th, the 14th, the 15th, and the 16th, if you have anything that's aspected very heavily in Pisces in your chart, um, you may be downloading. Drink a lot of water. Your codes may be activating. We were all born with specific codes that when this time was coming about, when we were moving into Aquarius, our codes are activating. We may be validating that there's limitless boundaries for our loved ones on the other side. Also receiving new inventions as well. The creativity is going to be huge. And they always say that the music that comes in from Venus comes in during a Neptunial block of time. So we may be bringing in a whole new type of music. It could be healing technology through sound. Um, and I'm not just talking about the bowls here. I'm talking about brand new type of combinational sounds that provide the healing as well. So on the 16th of March, Venus enters into Taurus. And when Venus enters into Taurus, it's probably one of the most desired combinations if you are going to meet someone, if you are going to be married, if you are also going to purchase real estate, if you are going to decorate or realign the house. It's a wonderful time for that. We've got a lot of things going on that day. Oh, the sun is squaring Mars, Venus is squaring Pluto, and Mercury is also going to be squaring Mars. But just Venus moving into Taurus gives us a grounding to be able to handle all of those aspects that are going to be flying at us right before St. Patrick's Day. The sun will be conjuncting Mercury. The sun will be in Pisces. Um, you just want to make sure that you are grounded, and that the opportunities that are coming to you or the talk is something that, they always say, well, if it sounds like it's too good to be true, it probably is. However, this is the time when you're going to be receiving all of these wonderful opportunities. And so I must say to you, even though your head is going to be open and as a channel, um, your feet have to be rooted in planet Earth, right? Because you need to channel it into Earth, into Mother Earth, because as it's coming down, it's aligning you with opportunity, but it's healing Mother Earth as well. So let's not forget that part. Let's not forget why we're here, because we're all living on the surface of Mother Earth. Okay? So it's a really good thing to kind of remember as well. And then on March 18th, we've got Mercury sextile and Pluto. Woo! That's great. If you're doing anything as far as planning or researching or combining alchemy, this is a great day to be doing any kind of healing oils or any type of oh, maybe you're getting your taxes together too. Mercury is going to be entering into Capricorn. We're going to be thinking about our business. Now, all of a sudden, we've had this great inspiration, this great, otherworldliness, and we've taken in a lot of water and a lot of wisdom and a lot of ancient light that has been coming around through the ethers. And now it's going to be grounded in, it's going to be applied. How are you going to apply all of this? How you can't just float around forever, you know? Um, you're going to want to ground it in. You're going to want it to take shape. And this is what your thoughts are in Capricorn. How can I make this work? How can I work more creatively? How do I set myself up and be organized within all of these wonderful opportunities that have been shown to me? So, that's a great time to be doing that. We do have March 20th where the sun is entering into Aries. It's the vernal equinox, everybody. And the sun is going to be sextile in Pluto. So what's really cool about this particular spring equinox is that it's going to be full of magnetic energy. With this particular sun sextiling Pluto, we are going to have um, we're going to have an awareness of what is around us. If we do not feel as though someone is in our corner, has our back, is supportive, protective, um, on the same page, um, how can I say that? Isn't serious, right? Isn't coming from the heart. We are just going to be okay. See you later. I'm going to be growing in new ways. I'm going to be growing with new people. I'm going to be growing. My electromagnetic field is going to be healthier, lighter, more colorful, grabbing in new things like crazy. So at this particular time, it's such a great time for a celebration, for a way of, even if you do, drum circles, we used to laugh, oh, they're having a drum circle. Yeah. But you know what? Drumming, that drum circle, it starts aligning the heartbeat with the earth. So you start aligning yourself with that drum, the heartbeat of the earth. When you're all in alignment, you're all getting this particular, what we call an extended antenna. Your channel's going to extend. They can see that. They can see that out there in the cosmos, and it's strong. And your heart, that's the tune of your heart that's beating. Your heart has its own field. So if you are celebrating this particular season of the magnetic field of the magnets. Um, you're going to want to align that heartbeat to planet Earth. So if you want to start your own drumming circle, it's a really great time to do that. If you're running any kind of health spas or any kind of centers at all, or if you just have a group that you want to do this to, this is a really great time. What does it do? It wakes up the season. It charges Mother Earth to bring up, to 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 push through, life, the life itself that's coming up, that's wakening up. And you'll see the daffodils poking up through the snow, and you'll see spring starting to happen. So on the 21st of March, I know you think, boy, isn't that enough? We've got a new moon in Aries at 1 degree. Have to tell you how important. If you have, the degrees are really, really important. I always make a note of, where the sun is in your chart, at what degree, it means something. Where the moon is in your chart, at what degree, it means something. If you have anything in your chart that's at 0 degrees, that is very, very important. It's a very heavy, it's weighted very heavy. It means it's extremely um, uh, magnetic in charge in where it is in your chart. This particular new moon in Aries is at 1 degree. So if it's at 0 degrees or 1 degree, it's very, very important as to what is going to be new in your life. What is going to get that magnetic pull in your life? Are you going to create a new you? Are you going to create a new surrounding? Are you going to create a new way of expressing your gifts? Are you going to create a new partnership? Are you going to create new health for yourself, new ways, new boundaries of living? Are you going to create a new tribe? Are you going to create a respite, a sanctuary for yourself? Are you going to create a new book? Something that you can hand down to generations after generations after generations. These are things that we get to decide. What are we going to create? What are we going to take this new Aries energy, this fired up energy? What are we going to grow? What are we going to do? Well, I can tell you by your chart where all of the possibilities are in the support that you are getting from the cosmos. So it's very, very good. This is a powerhouse. We've got that great vernal equinox where spring begins and that magnetic pull. And then we have got this new moon in Aries at 1 degree. It's kind of what we call, the Fool's card in tarot, where you may risk something. You may um, you may go off in left field. You may say, "I've always wanted to do this. It's time. I'm doing it." You may do that. So Ivy says, I keep seeing yellow a lot, lets me know to work with the second and third chakra, but red is the color I want to wear. Just the thought of it powers me up. Oh, yeah, definitely. It inspires you, and also it takes care, if you wear red, it takes care of that middle day slump where you either have another coffee or sugar or something like that. I always recommend people that are sitting down a lot at their desks, when you come back from lunch and you're like, you know, oh man. I always suggest that they get a little red rug or print of red in it to put under their feet at their desk, and they can rub their feet back and forth on it because it'll just go all the way up and it will fire you up once again so you can make it through the day. So, and this is just colors. That's funny. Okay. So we've got this stabilizing, we've got this powerhouse going on with this new moon in Aries where you plant the seeds, you put out your 10 wishes as if you've already received them. Wherever Aries is in your chart, that's where I suggest you direct your attention to as well. Then we've got the shifts of all shifts. And I have to tell you, it's March 23rd. Pluto, Pluto is entering into Aquarius. Oh, this is huge. Pluto's not been in Aquarius since 1777. Hello? Does that bring freedom, independence to anybody? We're going to be going through this huge planetary shift. We're going to have a little bit of a preview. It's going to remain in Aquarius from March 23rd until June 11th. And then it will backtrack back again into Capricorn. But then it will come in permanently next year at January 20th, 2024 to January 19th, 2044. That's right. 2044. Age of Aquarius. Unbelievable. Where is Aquarius in your chart? We're going to get a little preview of exactly what that means. And then it's going to be like, whoa, this is like uncomfortable. Wow, there's so much coming at me. Whoa. And then it's going to go back into Capricorn so you can ground, little by little, because we are sitting here going, wow, this is going to be such a big step for humanity. Huge, huge. I always remember Julia Roberts saying that, right? Huge. But anyway, this is so very important. Pluto, as you well know, loves to tear everything down and rebuild. Pluto has a long time to do that. A long time to do that. This is going to be the longest stay I think Pluto's had in a very, very long time. Why? Because Pluto has a lot to do. Has a lot to do to bring us up to galactic standards. Has a lot to break down. A lot. Has a lot to introduce to us. Has a lot to morph us into the galactic frequency so that we can have a voice, so that we can have our independence that Aquarius is so noted for. This also is going to bring in a wonderful time of rebirthing what we think Earth is, what we think humanity is. Death and rebirth of humanity. Where did we come from? Right? Pluto, Pluto and Scorpio, they're like two peas in a pod, and they're great for research. They're getting to the bottom of everything, and that's what Pluto's going to be doing in the age of Aquarius. What does that mean if you are an Aquarius? What does that mean? That means that you are going to finally, you arrived at such a high frequency and you've been hiding it for a very long time. So many Aquarians that I know are absolute geniuses in some ways, and they've had to hold back, or they've had to give themselves the benefit of the doubt that maybe they maybe their thoughts and the way they calculate things are, you know, are not terrific, or they're not like everybody else. I'm not like everybody else. No, you're not. You're to be celebrated now. You're rebirthing your codes, and um, you are to be the leaders um, in humanity, and from in using your galactic gifts. So we're all very, very excited about this. And then we've got March 25th. Mars has been in Gemini for 5 months. Never does that happen. Never does that happen. It's turned around the way we speak. It's turned around our willingness to communicate on a galactic level, and also to have the perspective of expansiveness. So Mars is going to be going into Cancer. Now, Mars is going to be going into Cancer on March 25th. So what is that going to do? That is going to say, hey, you know, we've been looking out to the constellations, to the cosmos, to our solar system, to you know, to many, many solar systems. We have been focused out here. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to align our Mother Earth, our home. Cancer rules the home, it rules the mother, it rules how we nurture. Okay. So we're going to be nurturing ourselves and others to be able to align with our home, Mother Earth, and to really love it into existence on a galactic level. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah, it truly makes sense. On March 27th, we've got Mercury kissing Jupiter. This is going to be a fantastic time. Listen, if you are in the middle of writing anything, I don't care what it is, or speaking, podcast, whatever it is, this is a fantastic day. A very successful day, especially if you're publishing, if you want something published, you want something to come out. Or preview on at a specific date, and you're wondering when is a good time for that to happen. March 27th is a gorgeous day for that to happen. We've got Venus conjuncting Uranus on March 30th. I love that. That's like surprise love hitting you in the face. That's like going, oh, you know, there is love. There's the partner I've been waiting for out of nowhere. It's a really kind of a fun, I want to say, love at first sight kind of day. Um, it's really kind of lots of action going on as we wrap up March. March, what a pivotal month. Oh my gosh. If you have anything going on and you need some guidance or clarity, you know what? Just book a session with me and we'll walk you through it. So, welcome to March, everybody. We are way over right now. And I want to say, how about if I just give you an angel card, for the tribe, for the group? I think that's what I'll be doing. I'll give you an angel card for the group, maybe follow it up with a galactic card as well. And then we will say until next time. Oh, this is a good one. This is Archangel Jeremiah. Take inventory of your life. Resolve to change or heal anything that is not aligned or unbalanced. Perfect. I love that. I absolutely love that. I'm going to give you a little bit, one more card for the ones who are aspecting into Aquarius, who Really have a lot of aspects through Aquarius. All right, here we go. Hilarion. Hilarion is from Saturn and steps down his energy through the Temple of Truth over Crete. He is the negotiator for Earth on the Council of Saturn and helps us remain connected to our spiritual journey. As master of the orange fifth ray of technology, science, truth, and knowledge, he invites you to open your mind so he can drop seeds for new ideas into your consciousness. He assists those who are ready to become higher channels and clairvoyants. Your guidance is to sit quietly and ask him to help you be all that you can be. I open myself to the wisdom and guidance of Hilarion. Wow, we were talking a lot about Saturn too. Well, I think that is really appropriate. Both messages. Thank you so much. And I just want to say thanks so much for coming along with me this hour. And also, we're going to be talking a little bit about feng shui and about what's coming up for the spring. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. We'll do that probably, if unless I have a guest next week, but probably next week sometime. But until then, be good to yourself and may the angels protect you and guide you. Good night, everyone.